Gophers, and welcome to a review of Week 8 and a look out to Week 9. Happy to say that I got the new software. Well, I didn't get the new software. I got my old software to work after figuring out Mac's workaround for Macs, since they're a bit of a bugger. When they update things, they try to force you to get new stuff and pretend the old stuff doesn't work, but it really still works. You just have to work around their app. So I got it up and running, so we got the green screen going here. So Halloween's a day off here, so we got a little bit of a theme of that going on behind me as well. So hopefully enjoy. This one will run a little longer since new software. I've put in all the bells and whistles and highlights and stuff from the game, so should be fun. So sit back, enjoy. So first thing we'll do, we'll get some housekeeping stuff out of the way. First thing that jumped out at me this week, which I didn't catch until I read about it in the Smack Chat, was the Too Tired in Gloria Stafford's battle last week, where Gloria Stafford's had shown the win by 1 point. Turned out that there was a correction later in the week. I'm not sure where it came out, probably Thursday, that Luke Kuechly had missed a tackle, that they'd give him a tackle score for one, so they took a point away. And that ended up switching the scoring and giving Too Tired the win by half a point there, so which put them into the 3 and 4 bracket, which was what the entire West had. So their entire side went, and unfortunately for Inglourious Stafford's, it pushed him farther down into the basement on the east side. November 22nd, American Thanksgiving. We missed it last year. I had to work, forgot all about it. I have it off this week, month. So November the 22nd, Thanksgiving, yay or nay, whether you guys are up for doing that. I was over at the movies the other day, and I saw Shanks has done a whole new renovation. So maybe that could be our destination for Thanksgiving, would be the new interior at Shanks. Lots of things to do in there besides football. So that might be a fun thing to do. So let me know your feedback on that through the Smack Chat, and we'll get through that. Our league trade deadline is November the 7th, which is coming up in just over a week's time. I believe the NFL's trade deadline is today, so but we can go to November the 7th. So keep that in mind if you're looking to make any trades. I got 2 trade proposals this morning. I fortunately turned them both down, but I think this has been our most active year for proposals anyways. I think I got 1 in the last 5 years, so I got 4 this year. I haven't taken anybody up on them yet. I'm liking my team a lot, so I don't want to really mess with it. I did consider the one trade there with Travis Kelce, but then I thought about proposing a trade here today with another fellow looking for a tight end. But I do have a bye week in week 12, so I don't want to mess with that. So remember that, November the 7th for trade deadlines. Also want to put a bug in your head. I'm going to run this little promo in the background while I'm talking. But I am thinking 2020, we should try to get a group of us together from the league. Gives you 2 years to plan to go to see a game in London, England. So keep that in the back of your mind. We'll won't make any plans for it. We wouldn't even be looking at getting the tickets until spring of 2020. So it gives us a bit of time to figure out if anyone wants to go, and we can set that up in a year and a half's time from now. Other than that, we'll get to our games in review. Okay, let's take a look at our first game. Matchup was between Forces Fokker, who were 3 and 4, took on Mac Daddy's Madhouse, sitting at 4 and 3. Mac Daddy was ready to throw in the towel after Thursday night's performance by Deshaun Watson, who put up 45 points for Forces Fokkers in Houston's match.
2nd down and 7. Watson keeps, floats, wide open, touchdown, Texans, Jordan Thomas.
In the early going on Sunday morning, there was some whining on the Smack Chat about forfeiting or conceding the match, and also putting up a low score. However, Mac Daddy was able to find second gear in his receiving core, and with the swirling winds and a quarterback change in Tampa, that didn't slow down Mike Evans, who reached 39 points.
Trailing here by 15. On 2nd and 14. Fitzpatrick protected deep. He's got Mike Evans all alone. Mike Evans is in for a Buccaneer score. Touchdown.
Take the win over Forsey's Fockers, 118.5 to 132.5. Stephon Diggs also put up 32 points for Mac Daddy, and like mentioned, Deshaun Watson's 45 points led Forsey's Fokker in their loss. That's Mac Daddy's 4th win in a row. He's on a good streak, while Forsey's Fokker was handed their 4th loss in a row. So the elevator's heading different directions for those two teams. Our next matchup we'll look at is Jethro's Heroes 3-4 was visiting Magic School Bus at 4-3. The 3 LA Rams players on Jethro's Heroes put up 79 points total. They were led once again by Todd Gurley, who put up 38 points.
It's just a 10-2 game. First down, and Goff has it, batted in the air and then caught by Gurley. Jermaine Whitehead in coverage. It hit him in the back of the hand.
It got the hand, I couldn't tell.
Magic School Bus was led by his quarterback, Kirk Cousins, in the Minnesota New Orleans Saints late Sunday game, and he put up 29 points in the loss.
The blitz pass is caught, but this drive has taken a ton of time in a 3-possession game. As Cousins flips it, caught, touchdown, Thielen.
Jethro takes this win 135 to 115. Sammy Watkins was sitting on the bench for the School Bus, 35 points sitting there. That could have been the difference in this matchup. Jethro gets a win, the first win in 3 tries, as hopefully he gets the ship point in the right direction and kicks that curse of finishing out of the playoffs. This week's Dog of the Week was Luke Kickers coming in to see Steel Curtain. Luke at 3-4 had lost her last 4 games after starting 3-0 up against Steel Curtain, who was coming off his hard loss last week against the Acadian Assassins, and his record sitting at 5-2. Lucas did not get a strong showing from anyone on her team, with 16 points being the highest by any player, and that was by Aaron Jones, a running back for Green Bay. Steel Curtain started Thursday night with Will Fuller, getting him 33 points before tearing his ACL at the end of the game, and looks like he's done for the season. So they say 6 to 9 months for that.
Lamar Miller with 122 yards rushing. Play action. This one aired out downfield. That's Fuller. Fuller is gone. Touchdown, Texans.
So Steel Curtain took this easily, 162.5 to 113.5. Lucas takes this loss, also takes, this is her 5th loss in a row, so her 113.5 is this week's low score. The Tuscany Mayhem, who sat at 5-2, took on the newly ranked 3-4, Too Tired. Too Tired came out strong on Thursday Night Football with the Houston matchup, and Mayhem was unable to catch up and hold a lead. Mayhem's biggest points were on the bench, with Cam Newton, who put up 31 points, but I couldn't really justify starting him in that Baltimore game. I didn't think he would do much. Fortunately, he proved me wrong once again. My other quarterback, Andy Dalton, put up 24 points.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we wish we would have played better in the second half and made the game a little bit easier than having to drive down and kick a field goal with no time left. We had an opportunity to do that, but we didn't. And so that's where it's disappointing. We didn't offensively.
Well, on the other side of the ball, Andrew Luck, the quarterback for Too Tired, led with 3 touchdowns, and he was his biggest point getter with 29 points.
1st and 10. Luck steps up, fires towards the end zone. One-handed catch! Mo Alley Cox! Just like he did on the basketball court for VCU, going up high and bringing it down for 6. That's his first NFL touchdown. Chance, he was on the practice squad last year. Oh, it was
This is the largest win for Too Tired with a bigger margin they've had in a while, because they took this matchup 142.5 to 120. Acadian Assassins at 3-4 took her winning streak into Ingloria Stafford's home, who sits at 2-5, led by Patrick Mahomes with his 39 points.
Dillon up in the backfield. Little shovel pass caught by Hunt. Broke a tackle of Roby. Hurdles him at the 5. Counted for a touchdown. Holy Toledo!
They ran the option earlier. Well, they faked the option, and this time they run a little shovel pass up inside. Look, you see the option. Here it comes. Nope. There's the pitch back up inside. And there's the jump that we saw a week ago against.
The Assassins held off a Monday night challenge from Stafford. A Patriots team that looked hungover, I think, from their play, from the probably enjoyed the Boston Red Sox World Series win. Had a lackluster game on Monday Night Football and looked bad as Tom Brady let down the Ingloria Staffords. Le'Veon Bell, who needs him? Say hello to James Conner.
It's Conner for a first down. Conner all the way. Touchdown, Steelers. The dagger.
All running plays, 6 for Conner, and this last one running through a demoralized.
His 42 points led Stafford, and not a shabby 33 points from Mixon in Cincinnati. Two of those combined running backs weren't enough, as the Acadian Assassins took this matchup with a nice score of 168.5 to 150.5. Our game of the week, just because really none of the games were super close, this one was a good matchup, and it had our week's high score in it. We had Huey's Hogs at 3-4, taking on Connolly's Crusaders at 4-3. On matchup at the start of this was a close match, and unfortunately for Connolly's Crusaders, it didn't turn out to be so great due to his lackluster performance by 3 of his stars, Chris Thomas, Kenny Golladay, and the Gronk let the Crusaders down. The bright spot on Connolly's Crusaders was Alvin Kamara's 26 points.
Down and goal from the 3. Little shovel to Kamara, and he will bend his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Doesn't take the Saints long as they return to the scene of the...
The Hogs got a strong showing from his running backs, led by Marlon Max. 149 yards and 2 touchdown performance, giving him 33 points.
Continues to grow, and they've certainly been in sync today as Marlon Mack breaks free. Marlon Mack with one man back. Can Mack get there? He is pushed out of bounds.
Mack running at that track, didn't even have to deviate. Once he put that left foot in the ground, just head up the field.
A career-long run of 49 yards. Fans here in Oakland, been a tough week, but they're on their feet on 3rd and goal. Handoff up the middle, touchdown, Marlon Mack.
His Patriots defense with the late game pick 6 also got him past the Acadian Assassins for this week's high score. So he went from low score last week to high score this week. He takes it with a win over Connolly's Crusaders, 171.5 to 129.5. And we'll take a look at the standings. We have 6 teams at 4-4, and we've got 5 weeks left, and everybody is in the playoffs. Nobody's really far. Even the Staffords at 2-6. They'll pull up their socks and probably win their next 5 games, but if they pull it off, they might get in right now. Right now, the playoff standings would see Steel Curtain and Jethro's Heroes still getting the bye. And then Connolly's Crusaders, Mac Daddy's Madhouse, Tuscany Mayhem, and Too Tired has come over from the west to push out Magic Skull Bus. So right now that would be the playoff picture. We still have got 5 weeks left, so that's going to change, especially with the tightness of these matches. It's anybody's match right now, so it's pretty good, lots of fun. Okay, let's take a look at next week's matchups. First one we'll take a look at is Tuscany Mayhem at 5-3, taking on his housemate, Acadian Assassins at 4-4. The Assassins are in trouble with 6 people on bye this week. However, Patrick Mahomes is in Cleveland but I don't think his big points will be enough to get the win. I always look forward to this week as me and the Mrs. Commish put out some pretty good side bets. I lost my last meeting to Kenny Assassins 133 to 104, so hopefully we'll right the ship with that. However, in our head-to-head matches over the years, we've met 6 times. I lead those 3 games to 2, and 1 year we even tied. I'm going to take myself in this win. In our next matchup we'll look at, we'll have Magic Skull Bus taking at 4-4, taking on Too Tired at 4-4. Magic Skull Bus will want the win as Too Tired is stuck in and taking his playoff spot right now, so a win from him should push him back into the playoff brackets. This shows to be a tight matchup on paper. As the difference I think here is Kirk Cousins is going to be indoors in his football game, where Matt Ryan is going to be outside in Washington for his. I think also in this matchup, wide receivers will make a difference. Too Tired is on a 2-game winning streak, and can our rookie coach be able to stop this streak and get himself back into the playoff hunt? Mac Daddy's Madhouse at 5-3, match up against Jethro's Heroes at 4-4. This will be a tough one for Mac Daddy, as the greatest show on turf, normally known as the St. Louis Rams, or now the LA Rams, are in for a shootout, I think, in New Orleans. Mac Daddy is also in search of a tight end this week. His only tight end that he has is on bye, so he'll be on the waiver wires or looking for a trade. In this matchup, Jethro leads 3 games to 2, so if Mac Daddy can pull off the win, he'll tie up their battles over the years. Connolly's Crusaders at 4-4. Try to keep Forsey's Fockers' losing slide going. Fockers sit at 3-4. The Fockers have lost their last 4 games, and with 5 players on bye this week, he looks to be in a tough match again this week. Can Connolly get back into the win column this week? It looks good for him, with a lot riding on his Green Bay, New England game. I believe he has 3 players tied up in that matchup. In their brief matchup, the Connolly's Crusaders have never beaten Fockers. Todd and Noah have beaten him twice in their past 2 meetings. Steel Curtain 6-2 is visiting Huey's Hogs 4-4, who I'm sure is trying to get into the playoff picture. In this matchup, these 2 have gone head-to-head 4 times, and they've each won twice, so this will be the tiebreak. Huey's needs this more than Steel Curtain. Steel is heavy on bye week and is hoping for a healthy Sonny Michel return, and a dagger to Huey's Hogs will be if Adrian Peterson puts up big points in the Washington game against him. The Steel Curtain also has 3 quarterbacks in his stable, and so getting the right one in the start will be a key in the win against the Hogs this week. Alex Smith could be in a shootout against Atlanta, as well as Baker Mayfield is hosting Kansas City, which we know should be a high-scoring game on that side. However, Baker Mayfield has just lost his offensive coach and their head coach. So there could be a little turmoil in Cleveland. Marlon Mack, who was his leading scorer this week, is on bye next week. And so Huey's Hogs will be looking for Shady McCoy to pick up the load in Buffalo. And in our battle of the basement, we see Ingloria Stafford 2-6, heading down to, we'll say, Luke-Ass Kickers at 3-5. Luke-Ass right now is down to 1 quarterback choice, as Jameson Winston has been benched for next week for Fitzmagic. And so, unless you pick somebody up on waiver wires, it looks like Russell Wilson will be a start, which isn't a bad start. Stafford has 4 on bye this week. His wide receivers may be a little bit weak this matchup for this week. This could be a tight matchup, but a bounce back for Brady could just do it for Ingloria Stafford. In their head-to-head meetings, Stafford leads this 3 games to 1. That's it for everything I have this week. Hope you enjoyed the new video again, and take care. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there if you're going trick-or-treating, and good luck to everybody next week in their matchups, and looking forward to my side bets with the missus.
Now, what about Euler-Lagrange theorems?
That's where I'm a little fuzzy.
Ha! I knew it! All right. Yeah. We have a lot of information to cover before your first test, which, by the way, is in 8 minutes. The good news is I'm grading on a curve, so you're pretty much guaranteed a C.
All I do is win, no matter what.
What are you doing?
Everybody hands go up, and they say that.
What are you doing?
If you're gonna be a crappy teacher, then I'm gonna be a crappy student. Ludicrous going in on the verse because I've never been defeated and I won't stop now.
Stop it!